Hey there, welcome to another Photoshop tutorial from tutcast.com, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a Harry Potter style text using only layer styles in Photoshop, and it's going to be similar to that of the text that they use on the Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince posters. The first thing you need to have in order to do this tutorial completely is you need to have the font that I use in this tutorial. And to get that, you can head over to tutcast.com/harrypotter and you can download the font directly from there. As well, you can also download the PSD file, which will include the already made layer style if you're lazy and you don't want to go through the whole tutorial. So you can go over there, tutcast.com/harrypotter, you can download it directly from there. So let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to start off by clearing my layer style, and I will note that depending on the size of the text that you use, you may have to alter the settings that I'm going to show you a little bit to get the desired result. So if you are following along with this tutorial, it's probably best that you start with a font size of 300 points. And obviously here we have the Harry P font, which again can be downloaded from tutcast.com/harrypotter. So let's go ahead and begin and start adding our layer styles. We're going to go to Layer Style, and we're going to start with a bevel and emboss. We're going to try and tackle the most important layer styles first and then go from there. So for bevel and emboss, we're going to keep the style at inner bevel, but for technique we're going to change it from smooth to chisel hard. This will give it a nice hard texture and a little bit more depth than it had before. For depth we're going to change it from 100 to 190, and size we're going to change it from 5 all the way to 30. And as you can see, it's starting to take shape a little bit. It's got a little bit more depth than it had before. Now heading down to angle, we're going to turn off use global light, and we're going to change the first angle to 40%, or 40 degrees I should say, and the next one to 60 degrees. This will just change the lighting source so it's shining from the right hand side rather than the left hand side. Now for gloss contour, this is a little bit tricky. We're going to do a little bit of editing. We're going to select the second one, which is our cone. Then we're going to click on the actual icon right here, and it's going to bring up our contour editor. We're just going to simply grab a point right around here and drag it right to this second line right here where it intersects right over there. And the rest should be fine. We're going to click OK. And for highlight mode, screen is going to be 100%. And for shadow mode, we're going to change it to linear burn. And I'm going to increase the opacity of this to 100% as well. So if we take a look at what we have so far, we have a little bit more of a gloss, more of a shine to our text than we had before. And the last thing in bevel and emboss that we need to make sure that is checked on is anti-alias. This will just smooth out the edges just a little bit. You probably can't tell in the video, but it is smoothing out the edges quite a bit. Now we're going to head into our contour section. And we're going to keep it at the linear contour, but for the range we're going to decrease it to around 45%. And once again, make sure that anti-alias is checked on. Now we're going to head into texture to give our text a little bit of a stony feel. So we're going to go ahead and click right over here to load up our textures. And you may only see the first few lines. If you do, click on the arrow right here, and then go down to Rock Patterns. Click that and then click on Append. Your rock patterns will load at the bottom of your list. And we're looking for this one right here. It should be your third last one, which is our light marble. If you don't have light marble and you don't have rock patterns, select any texture that gives you sort of a stony feel. Now initially, when you first select the texture, it's going to be very harsh and very strong. So we're going to keep the scale at 100%, but for depth we're going to decrease it to 23%. That'll give a nice subtle stone texture to our text. And now to complete our design, we're going to add some color to our text. We're going to go ahead and add a gradient overlay. And we're going to start by clicking on our gradient bar to bring up our gradient editor. Now we're just going to add two colors. We're going to add a dark color and a light color. We're going to double click on the dark node, which will bring up our color selection.